gotta tell you a story. I was sitting there at Widener one day, and I was on the swim team for high school, but I ended up going to college all the time because I graduated in '82. But I went back the last 4 years after that every day because I was on the swim team basically, but I was on the diving team, same thing. So the Sixers used to practice there. They're called the Philadelphia 76ers. And I told this story to a couple people who would know it. So where we grew up, the Eagles used to donate their stuff to the local football team, which was us. But Sixers used to practice at Widener University. It was Widener College at that point, but they changed it to university. So I used to cut through the locker room all the time because I was a swimmer and diver through the men's locker room. It was huge. Big balconies. Widener University. Right near I-95 with the 476 Blue Route. But it looks like the Blue Route was, people don't understand the Blue Route, but we did. It used to be a bridge to nowhere, right across from Boeing, big Boeing facility. Ridley Park. When you're coming up 95 into Philadelphia, you have to get past Chester. It's a choke point. But they decided, well, we're going to put in the Blue Route eventually. 20 years the bridge stood there. No extension. 20 years. I mean, at least every day on the bus, you just look up and say, it's a bridge to nowhere. They're never going to finish it. Sure enough, they put in the trestles, never finished it. So they finally finished it. But we're at Widener one day, all of a sudden. We used to watch them all the time because they had the racquetball courts, all of it, big gymnasium, whatever, watching them play basketball, right? But we usually didn't catch them in the locker room because we were on different schedules. You could only watch so long because when you're in there, you have to have a pass to get in unless you have a student ID. So I didn't have either of them. So the dude my friend, he was a full scholarship. He used to get me in all the time. Oh no, he's with me. Sign my name. But I never lied because, you can't lie. You could lie because you're with somebody who's got the thing because you have to show your ID. Because these are college kids, right? So we're all in there, right? We're coming out of the pool area. All of a sudden, the whole 1982 76ers team is in there completely naked. I told this to one guy, I was like, what? He goes, because I had a box. I'm like, oh, dude, who's your favorite 76er of all time? He goes, what do you mean? I grew up in Darby, Pennsylvania. People don't understand about Darby. He says, what do you mean? I grew up in Darby, Pennsylvania. Dr. J. He goes, what? Oh, for sure. Can I tell you a story about it? He goes, go ahead. And it's a true story because he was in there. But the whole team was in there. It wasn't just him. He was just the most famous one. There was other people who are just as famous because you knew who they were walking around. They were very easy to see. We walk in, the whole team is in the showers. The whole team completely naked. Big. They were so tall. They were so tall in the locker room, they couldn't get their head under the spigot. I mean, the tall ones, they couldn't, it was up to like here on them. For me, it was nothing. I had to reach up and pull the chain. I mean, literally, I'm looking at them, and you can only see the back of them because they're in the shower. Of course, when you're in the shower with boys, we all turn your backs because when you're in with teams taking showers, there's no towels. That's like in a university, there's no towels. They give you one small thing to put your towel, and if it drops, forget it. Because I used to go in without a towel all the time. Never took a towel in there. Never. because we were on the diving team. We knew, you know, we used to carry different things like a chamois cloth, which I never carried it either. Nothing. Because the guy who was with me always carried one towel with him because he knew he had to dry it off. And it was completely disgusting what he used to put me through. He used to dry, make sure he was nice and dry. I'd be sitting there freezing. I'm like, dude, are you done yet? He's like, no, man, I got the towel, you got nothing. And then he did one of the most disgusting things that you'd ever want to do. He used to take his towel, dry himself. He was hair everywhere. He was one of these people who used to grow facial hair by 5 o'clock. He'd have a full, not full beard, but he used to take his towel, and after he was done, he used to put it where he shouldn't put a towel. Make sure it's all nice and clean, and then give it to me. I didn't care because I just came out of a chlorine pool. But I did meet the whole 76ers 1982 championship team naked in the locker room. I think they won in. Well, believe me, they thought they were going to win. They thought they were going to win. Then the Lakers beat them. Then the Lakers beat them. And they thought they were going to win. And then the Lakers beat them until finally they got Moses Malone. And then they got all their things. They finally got to the championship. Billy Cunningham, of course. So here's my bracket on the East-West. And we already know who won. All the top teams went in. Florida, Auburn, Duke, and Houston. Yep, because it was on this side, it was Houston. It went right on through. Number one, Houston. I watched that game over Tennessee. That was a great game. Florida over Texas Tech. Florida, I mean, no question about them. They've had national champs before. And Duke, of course, everybody think they're going to win, of course. And Auburn, which is a surprise. Auburn is a surprise. So here's the back of it. And here's my picks and the final score. Now, of course, none of this means nothing. But when you talk about swimmers and divers who do some of the most disgusting things in the locker room, you understand. And then you have Florida and Auburn. 6:09 Saturday. That's this Saturday. And then you have Houston and Duke. That would be 8:49 p.m., which nobody stays up on the East Coast of the United States to watch the national championship game, unfortunately. But a lot of people will be watching on Saturday. And, of course, I don't care, because the national champion is going to be crowned down here. And then, of course, I'm going to just write it in. Final score is 81-79. That's usually standard final scores for any of those things. National championship games are always matched up. So that's about it. But the funniest thing was Sixers. Of course, I could tell many of them. One day we're sitting there at racquetball. I could tell you racquetball stories all of them. All right. So this is outdoor because we played indoor, outdoor, both of us. I was good at it. He was a little bit better, but he used to say, dude, don't go up front. I'm going to peg you in the butt. And he used to purposely hit me if I went to the front. And bowling was even better, right? But they changed it, believe me. Bowling was better because it was an outdoor court, huge, not an indoor racquetball court. It was an outdoor racquetball court, huge, bigger than an indoor court. And he didn't have the advantage on me outdoors. It was bigger. It was much bigger. He didn't have the advantage on me, but he still won the majority of the games. I used to come back, so marathon events, basically. But he's sitting there one day with me. Dude, I'm playing roof game. Can you handle it? Like what? Oh, watch this. I learned a new trick. Instead of going down low with the ball, since we're in a big one, I'm gonna keep you running the whole time. He used to put it up. He used to purposely either fake it low and hit it way up, so it went up off the ceiling into the back, and you had no chance to get it unless you were quick, which I was, and then you had three chances. You could either hit it backhand, hit it between your legs, or try and crack it off the back wall, which is even worse because it was another like steel or some kind of wall which had an open thing, so if you missed it, went out. And it was even worse because when it rained, it used to be slick, and it was like one of those really slick concrete floors. So if it rained and there was a puddle there and you went in it, you'd slip. Guards used to let us in all the time because there was no guards there. There was nobody manning the gate. Gate was open, no guards.